Hello, I'm Red Cross meteorologist Richard McAlister, and I'd like to talk to you about hurricane preparedness. Just a bit about me. I am the incident meteorologist for the Southwest and Rocky Mountain Division of the American Red Cross. I specialize in tropical weather preparedness in the states of Texas and Louisiana. I'm also a spokesperson for the American Red Cross in Texas, Louisiana, Kansas, and Oklahoma. And I'm a co-author of the American Red Cross Tropical Weather Doctrine and Planning Timeline. Before joining the Red Cross, I was the chief meteorologist at USAA Property and Casualty Insurance Company. I also served as an incident meteorologist for the USAA Catastrophe Operations Team. I'm a retired Air Force officer and served as the Director of Tropical Weather Plans and Programs at the Kennedy Space Center. I'm a published author on storm surge inundation and hold a patent for hail detection technology. I've been practicing meteorology and emergency management for over 30 years, and I want you to know disasters will happen, often with little or no warning, and they will overwhelm even the best prepared communities. I want to change the way you think about disasters from a huge mass care event to a collective of personal crisis and tragedies, and I want you to understand that preparedness is your responsibility. It's up to you to prepare yourself, your family, your neighbors, and your community. Don't count on immediate help from the government for at least 3 days. Each of us hold the responsibility to prepare ourselves and our households for disaster. Preparing helps us stay safe, adapt to the challenges that come with disasters, and recover quickly. Your ability to perform your mission after a disaster is contingent upon your personal preparedness before the disaster. At the conclusion of my presentation, you will have the information you need to get a kit, make a plan, and be informed. Let's start with get a kit. There are 3 different types of kits, and you need all 3. There's a bug-in kit, which is a comprehensive supply kit for 3 days to 2 weeks, a bug-out kit, which is a portable supply kit for 3 days, and a mission kit, which is the tools and resources needed to respond and fulfill your recovery mission. All kits should include the personal care items you need to function and may include prescription and over-the-counter medications, prescription eyeglasses and contact lenses, dentures or bridges, hearing aids and earplugs, wheelchairs, a cane, durable medical equipment, batteries, cleaning solution, and a UL-listed power strip. Your kit should include documents to identify you and allow you to conduct business. They might include a driver's license, a photo identification, your passport, or a military identification card. You'll need to have 3 days worth of cash with you, credit and debit cards, your health insurance cards, your professional licensure documents and insurance, and your secure online access credentials. Also include technology and communications devices such as a cell phone and power cord, a laptop computer and power cord, accessories such as a microphone and headphones, a 12-volt adapter, a car charger, or a solar charger. Also include a UL-listed power strip and extra batteries, and a handheld radio transceiver, sometimes called a walkie-talkie. Your kit should also include items required to complete your mission, such as personal protective equipment for your eyes and ears, uniforms and specialized clothing, a computer and power cords, tools and equipment, supplies and materials, documents and manual, and lighting so that you can see as you work. Your kit should also include items required to sustain your life or keep you safe. Include at least 3 days of food per person for every person in your group. Include 1 gallon of water per person per day at a minimum. Include your personal hygiene kit, a flashlight and extra batteries, an AM/FM radio, and some headphones so you don't disturb others. Include protective shoes, work gloves, durable clothing, sunscreen, and bug spray. Also include items for your comfort and support such as books and magazines, a personal pillow, games such as chess, checkers, backgammon, playing cards, and dominoes. Bring an activity book or your personal journal. Bring a Nerf ball, and bring spiritual and emotional support books. Prepare a customized kit to meet the needs of every member of your household, including infants, children, teenagers, expectant and new mothers, adults and senior adults, persons with functional needs, service animals, working animals, and pets. Now that you know how to build a kit, let's talk about how to make a plan. Planning should be done in the preseason and requires you know something about your area, the threats you face. You must understand your personal risk tolerance, know routes out of your community. You must understand the timing of tropical weather systems and know something about your destination. You can plan more effectively when you know the geography of your community. Know the name of your county and the surrounding counties. Know your evacuation zone if applicable. Know the name of interstates and roads in your community. Know the name of nearby rivers and streams. Know where low water crossings are located along your routes. Understand where traffic becomes congested and know shelter locations in your community. A good kit will also include resources where you can find help and information and might include radio and television stations, reliable websites which publish official information, social media sites where you can get additional information, the name of local leaders, persons in your household who have CPR, first aid, or other medical training, and a list of legitimate relief agencies in your community. Effective planning requires you to know your threats, and I want to change the way you think about threats. It may sound strange, but the hurricane is not really the threat, and when you understand this concept, you can plan more effectively. The actual threats of a hurricane include, but are not limited to, a tree falling on you, water sweeping you away to drown, a wind-blown projectile penetrating your body, electrocution or poisoning, a heart attack or untreated physical injury, deprivation of life-saving medical care, or an encounter with an animal, insects, or amphibian. Effective planning requires you to know your personal risk tolerance and understand something about the way you make decisions. Ask yourself, did you plan thoroughly in the preseason? How much uncertainty is acceptable in your decision-making process? How much time do you have to decide? Can you act quickly after a decision? What is the point of no return, the time when circumstances, not decisions, determine your fate? You need to understand if you can financially afford to act early. You also need to have an accurate understanding of your physical fitness and stamina because acting late will increase the physical demands on your body. An effective plan requires you to know something about the evacuation routes in your community. You need to know the population of your community and the population density within your community. Know how many ways there are out of your community. Are the roads likely to congest? Are the roads likely to flood? Are the roads currently undergoing construction? Also consider, are you going to be evacuating at night? And when is it too late to start your evacuation? Finally, a good evacuation plan includes information about your destination. Ask yourself, how safe will I be traveling to my destination? Here are some rules of thumb to remember as you're building your evacuation plan. Don't evacuate through danger to reach safety. Don't evacuate to another evacuation zone. Evacuate to the west whenever safe and practical. Follow the instructions of emergency management officials and ensure your destination is safer than the place you're leaving. Now that you understand how to build a kit and make a plan, let's talk about ways to be informed. Being informed in hurricane season includes seeking information about the preseason tropical weather outlook, looking at weather products, understanding the 5-day forecast, and knowing where you can get official news and information. Now, I'm not going to address the 2021 hurricane season because I understand another speaker is addressing that topic, but I am prepared to answer your questions and show you some additional graphics after the presentation. There are many complicated terms and concepts in tropical meteorology, but I'm going to boil it down to 6 terms and just one concept you need to be informed. Let's start with the definition of a tropical storm watch and a tropical storm warning. A tropical storm watch is issued when a tropical cyclone containing winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour or higher poses a possible threat, generally within the next 48 hours. These winds may be accompanied by storm surge, coastal flooding, and/or river flooding. The watch does not mean that tropical storm conditions will occur. It only means these conditions are possible within the area. A tropical storm warning is issued when sustained winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour or higher associated with a tropical cyclone are expected in 36 hours or less. These winds may be accompanied by storm surge, coastal flood, and/or river flooding. It's also important you understand the difference between a hurricane watch and a hurricane warning. A hurricane watch is issued when a tropical cyclone containing winds of 74 miles per hour or higher poses poses a possible threat generally within 48 hours. These winds may be accompanied by storm surge, coastal flooding, and/or river flooding. The watch does not mean that hurricane conditions will occur. It only means that these conditions are possible. A hurricane warning is issued when sustained winds of 74 miles per hour or higher associated with a tropical cyclone are expected in 36 hours or less. These winds may be accompanied by storm surge, coastal flooding, and/or river flooding. A hurricane warning can remain in effect when dangerously high water or a combination of dangerously high water and exceptionally high waves continue, even though winds may be less than hurricane force. It's important to know the difference between a tropical storm watch, a tropical storm warning, a hurricane watch, and a hurricane warning. But in my opinion, the two most important products issued by the National Hurricane Center for the purposes of planning and preparation are the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds and the most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds. The earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds is the time at a specific location when persons can safely assume conditions will be free from tropical storm force winds. This is the time that has no more than a 10% chance of seeing the onset of sustained tropical storm force winds, the period during which preparation should be made for those with a low risk tolerance. The most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds is the most likely arrival time before or after which the onset of tropical storm force winds are equally likely. This would be more appropriate for persons who are willing to risk not having completed their preparations before the storm. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, the state of Texas, and the American Red Cross plan using the earliest arrival time. I recommend you do the same. Here's how the product is graphically displayed on the National Hurricane Center website. To use the product, find your location on the map and the intersecting timeline. For this example, if you lived in Jacksonville, Florida, you could expect the earliest reasonable arrival of tropical storm force winds Sunday at 8 a.m. This is the time by which all preparation should be complete. Injuries and fatalities increase exponentially when winds exceed 39 miles per hour. Evacuation timelines are designed to complete before winds exceed 39 miles per hour. This is the gold standard, the anchor point. You can figuratively forget every other product published by the Hurricane Center if you understand this concept. To help you remember this important concept, I want everybody watching this video to place your hands above your head in an inverted V shape like roof rafters and repeat after me. It's shelter time by 39. It's shelter time by 39. Good hurricane preparedness means you execute your plans, finish your work, and get to a safe place before the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds, 39 miles per hour. You can get reliable forecast information, including the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds at the National Hurricane Center website. Additionally, the American Red Cross maintains a virtual library of disaster preparedness and planning resources. Search the term Red Cross Emergency Library for free access. Please download the Red Cross Emergency app from your favorite app store to receive emergency alerts and notifications. For more local information, subscribe to the Red Cross Texas Weather Update on YouTube or follow the American Red Cross serving Central and South Texas on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. Or you can just send me an email and I'll register you for weather updates. During this presentation, you've learned that being prepared means building a kit, making a plan, and staying informed. I'm Red Cross meteorologist Richard McAlister, thanking you for your time and attention. Please be Red Cross ready.